Ramble.
Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's episode. I have had it with this motherfucking podcast in my motherfucking ears.
Wow.
Welcome to Guilty Pleasures. I can't believe it's taken us this long to talk about the cinema classic Samuel L. Jackson's Snakes on a Plane. And today's the day. Kelsey, how you feeling?
I, too, can't believe it took this long. I can't believe it took this long for me as a human to watch this movie. I'm sorry to all our guilty horrors that have been with us this long, and we've done you so dirty by skipping this movie.
Knowing that you've been, even all this time, listening to over 100 episodes of someone who didn't have the Snakes on the Plane knowledge in her arsenal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or like, we've never even acknowledged it.
It's really crazy. I mean, this is a modern Guilty Pleasures classic. It is a schlock movie that is a schlock by...
Sorry, what's schlock mean?
Like schlong, but about a movie.
Okay.
Schlock is like campy, cheesy.
Got it. Like so bad it's good.
Yeah.
The reason why we started this podcast.
Exactly.
Okay.
This movie is a piece of history.
We're finally doing it. We're finally doing it.
I know Miles has some good fun facts for the end of the episode.
Hell yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Coming on in
some
hot.
stuff you've never heard.
From Rainie's computer,
crazy
30
info.
minutes.
Garrick, once again, we're filming this the same day as the other one. He's in New York promoting Single Drunk Female.
Go watch it.
Go watch it on the free forms
Our
on
boy
the
is
Hulu.
a television star.
I know, he's such a star.
He's like a legit famous actor.
He's always been a star in our heart,
Yes.
but like he's actually a star.
Now he is actually getting paid like one. Good for him. Thrilled for him. Single Drunk Female. Only on Freeform.
He's just the light of our life.
Yeah. We miss it. Do you think I should try FaceTiming him again to see if he picks up?
I think that you don't want to set yourself up for failure like that.
I cannot believe you haven't answered 2 of my calls, Rick. Just desperately sad.
He may hear this. We're putting this at the front of the episode just in hopes that he'll hear it.
Sometimes I do listen to about like 5 minutes of it just to make myself go, oh yeah, haha, gigi, haha.
What if Garrick never comes back and every week we're just like, oh yeah, no, he's coming.
My fear is that's going to happen to one of us, that one of us is going to get a big boy job.
That's your fear? That's my hope. I'd be so happy for you. You escaped.
No, I love this part of my life.
We will, no matter what, even if we'll do reunion specials for the show until we die.
And I'll keep pushing for more merch and more live show opportunities.
It's coming, baby.
Okay.
So Snakes on a Plane is, the title really tells you all you need to know.
There's planes and there's snakes. But can I tell you as someone who had never seen this movie?
Yeah.
As I admit, I had no fucking idea what this movie was going to be about.
What did you think?
I really went, all right, there's some crazy snakes, some crazy poisonous snakes that they're trying to get from one country to another probably. And they said, well, this plane's full. You're going to have to put it on a regular old passenger plane. And they're going, you know how bad that could be. And they're going, yeah, but that won't happen. We promise. We'll make sure they specialty lock them up so that won't happen. We promise. They put them on a regular people plane and whoops, someone forgot to nail closed the box in the cargo bin and shit goes crazy. I got to admit, the story of this movie is pretty good.
It did it for you?
It was pretty wild. Like the plot of this film, I was like, okay, it's an assassin tale. It is a tale of a whodunit. It's an assassinary tale.
Yeah, it's a guy witnesses a murder. The fearsome Eddie Kim, a gangster, a very young gangster.
Yeah, very hot, athletic gangster.
Normally you see like mob bosses as old. No, this guy's like 29.
A Hawaiian gangster.
And to take down the witness for the prosecution, he unleashes deadly snakes on an airplane. And so you've got Samuel L. Jackson, Juliana Margulies, Kenan Thompson.
Yes.
You've got an all-star cast.
The girl from Clueless.
You've got, there's a lot of people in here. Getting bit by snakes.
Oh my
God. On a plane.
And that's the other thing is I was like, okay, so snakes are on a plane, right? Like, how does this go so poorly? Snakes don't attack unless provoked. Oh my God. Like I said, the intricacies of this, you did not realize that Samuel Jackson was going to be
I love it.
an FBI agent, okay, trying to keep a witness protection client in an Airbus the size of a mansion. I mean, this is a big old plane. It's got stairs.
I'm going to skip the plot because you know the plot, and we'll cover it as we go. I, all my life, have been dying to go on a plane that has a fucking staircase. And this movie, and I don't even think, do they exist? Are they out there?
Yes.
Planes? Do you have stairs, and can I go on you? Because I've been looking for them all my life.
Can I go on you?
I've been looking. I've flown a lot of planes.
Yeah. Have you ever been in the one where you get your own little suite and they make your bed?
Do those have stairs?
Yes. And have you seen the one where there's a bar in the back with stairs?
Those have stairs?
Those have stairs.
You've been on it?
I've never been on it. I've seen them.
How do you know they're real?
Oh, that's a good point. I don't know that it's real.
Because you've just seen them in movies.
This one not only had a staircase, this one had a spiral
staircase.
gold. Say that word again.
Spiral staircase.
Spiral staircase.
Miles, can you look up if planes with stairs are real?
Planes with stairs?
Yeah,
they
just Google
are.
that
It's in
exactly.
Flight Plan.
No,
What?
but see, we keep reference that we
referencing.
have is a movie.
Can any of our guilty whores confirm, have you been on a plane with stairs? And if so, send us a picture right now.
Yeah, it seems like
Tweet at
some
us.
airlines, why some aircraft have stairs built in.
Okay.
The Boeing 727.
Because they're big boys.
Is it a two-story plane?
Yes.
Or is it like stairs are built in to get off the plane? 'Cause
No.
That's different. That's not what I'm talking about.
No, those are very different.
Are there two-story planes? Actually, you know what? So
Soul plane.
I remember about this because I have flown on a plane that had two stories, but
You did it.
there are separate entrances commonly for the two stories. And flight crew is allowed
Don't
to
say
pass.
correct like you know that.
Yeah, you had no idea a
You've
second
never
ago.
done that when you've gone on such a big plane and like if you're in first class, they entrance you from a different like part of the gate so you don't have to interact with the
So
plebes.
yeah, so there's two
Yeah, I've
gates.
been on that.
There's no like spiral staircase connecting them with a mini bar, but
Yeah.
there are two different.
So even if
stores.
you've been on one, you might not have even realized it.
Because they wouldn't have known. Because there
How would you have
wouldn't
known?
be another. There's no staircase.
You would never
Yeah.
have seen it.
You're just in first class, kind of hanging out with your champagne.
That's where I like to be.
Yeah. As a chronic pain boy, sometimes it pays to upgrade. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Oh, big
no,
time.
I've done it when I've had. I mean, normally I don't because it's
Yeah,
a
it's
lot.
very expensive.
But
A lot.
if it's like within a certain amount, I've done it once or twice, and it is absolutely.
I
worth
did it for tonight for Hibbo's first airplane flight,
I get that.
Oh, that's fun.
and I felt like it was worth it.
Yeah.
to
You know
go
what?
there and
Sometimes
back.
they do is that you get on a plane. It's a big plane, and if you're in first class, I think the only almost every time I've been in first class is because someone else has paid for it.
Yes,
like if
and-
we're being
Oh,
flown.
100%.
Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So you get on a plane and the peasants turn right, but you get to turn left.
Yeah.
And that feels nice.
Yeah, they treat you different.
I hate when you're in a plane where you walk by first class.
Oh,
yeah.
Because it hurts for everyone.
it doesn't feel good for the people in first class.
No.
It doesn't feel good for you.
It feels bad to be walking by them.
Yes.
Because you're just like, you fuck. Because you look by at all them and you judge them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you look at
oh, yeah. You
each
go,
of them.
how the fuck did you get up here?
You.
You?
How did you? The fuck are you doing up here?
You
And
ugly.
And you go, you try and judge each person and you go, you don't deserve first class. I know you got tiny fucking legs.
For sure.
You ever see a child in first class?
Oh, all the time.
And I
Families?
go, what the fuck are you doing
No,
up here?
absolutely
You haven't
not.
earned this.
Yeah, no, absolutely
Get
not.
back to row 27.
Where you do your tiny legs belong.
Where you fucking belong.
Where it feels like first class because you're so small.
Ah.
Things about this plane though, and Snakes on a Plane that I love.
Yeah. Oh, we're talking about a movie.
Oh yeah, so much carpet. There was a lot of plush carpet on
A lot
this.
of different carpet textures.
There was also frosted glass
Mm.
between classes, which I was like, this is an expensive. There was also 64 seats per row, apparently.
There
Did
were
you
so
see
many.
how wide this plane is?
It was a big plane, and they had to.
Go
they
from
had to
Hawaii
make it
to
clear.
LA.
Look, we're doing a full disaster movie on this plane, so we need to
Yes.
have a big fucking plane.
Different sets.
And we also need to do it overnight so that there's a reason why it's not actually
Yes.
that full.
Yes.
They really go above and beyond. Before we dive in too deeply, I want to tell you that I have an intimate connection with this
Oh?
film
Like how? Like
in that we made love.
okay, I was gonna say, did you whip your dick out for some reason?
Yeah, no,
Okay,
I
go on.
my first kiss was with the DVD. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I was like, I thought you meant the first kiss you ever had was while watching this.
No, but I loved this movie.
Really?
I loved it.
You saw it when it came out?
Kelsey, I saw it when it came out. I was thrilled.
Oh.
Because this was one of the first, like, viral marketing movies. Allegedly,
2013?
no, it's rated R.
2013?
Oh, 2013. No, I feel like I was in
What
high
year?
school.
2006.
There you go.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is before Samuel Jackson was even in the MCU.
Stop.
It's an oldie. And so there was a blog called Snakes on a Blog.
No.
And I wasn't part of it, but like people were excited about this movie before it came out just because of the title. And the idea of Samuel L. Jackson returning to a B-movie type monster movie. I mean, he has that iconic death in Deep Blue Sea. What's crazy is that this is the first time that we're even talking about Samuel L. Jackson on this show?
Be.
I mean, he now is Nick Fury, right?
Yeah.
That's what people know him as. But prior, he was the movie king, the B-movie king. And he was in, I mean, you love hearing him say motherfucker. You love watching him kick ass.
Bossy.
You love watching him die.
Yeah, he's really good at being bossy. Like I would never be able to watch him play soft and take it seriously, I don't think.
No, he's the bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the record for the most F-bombs in movies. Jonah Hill overtook him because of Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I love that you said motherfucker and then said F-bombs. Almost 1 second later.
Bombs.
But I know that he is or was and continues to be the highest grossing movie star of all time.
What?
And now that's because of he's in all the Marvel movies. But prior, like he just was he's in so much. And I don't think people realize how deep this man's filmography is. He's in everything.
Jumper.
Our main man in Jumper.
He gets the box office credit for The Incredibles. You know, he's just in so many big movies.
Can I ask then, because I didn't really know. I just kept watching this and being like, how did this get made? But you're saying like he's the king of B movies. This is like, is there
And
a
not
way?
to reduce him just to that.
No, of
but
course not. But like, is there a way in which some films you go, this is going to be ridiculous, and that's why it's successful?
So allegedly,
Back in the day,
and maybe
maybe.
we'll have this as a fun fact in the end. I recall that he read the title and said, "I'm in."
Wow.
So fucking cool.
And I think going into it, I've had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane. I feel like we knew that line was in it.
Yeah.
And so we were all looking forward to, frankly, what we expected to be a campier movie. Like that line is the high water mark of it.
I don't know. Campier?
I mean, it's so ridiculous. But it's like, people were excited for it because of how ridiculous it sounded. And I own this on DVD. I forgot to grab it. I have it at my house, I'm pretty sure. And as I was watching it, about halfway through the movie, I wrote down in my notes, how do I own this? Why do I?
You own like a relic of, like you said, cinematic history. Like I feel like that's something very precious.
And I think it's because, I don't think it's because the movie is great. In fact, I know it's not.
No.
It's not a great movie.
No.
But it's because it's so ridiculous and we were just thrilled that it existed.
Yes.
So I love the movie more than I love the movie. Does that make sense?
100%. And that's what I kind of said to the person I was watching this movie with too, is I was like, I could totally, and I'm kind of sad I missed this because I'm sure it exists. But the same way that like we were so excited for and couldn't believe the way that like the Hollywood films that people go and they dance during the dance scenes and they throw things during that one scene. Like I'm sad that I missed the games and the hoopla that comes with a screening of Snakes on a Plane. Like I did the Movies in the Cemetery, which is like a big LA thing.
Yeah.
For The Thing. And I had never
sick.
seen The Thing before.
Incredible movie.
And people for these iconic deaths had these big moments and it felt so fun. And when I saw like the first death of the snake, which can I go ahead and say
Go
it?
ahead.
Oh my God, you guys. A snake bites a lady on the nipple.
This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. How much time do you spend with yourself versus with other people in a given week? So much of my week is responding to other people, to other people's needs at work, checking in with my family, checking in with Maggie. You're trying to maintain your relationships, but how much time are you dedicating to yourself? The relationship you have with yourself is the most important one you have and often the most overlooked. It's really easy to get caught up in everyone else's needs that maybe you forget about your own. Therapy can give you the tools to find more balance in your life so you can keep supporting others without leaving yourself behind. Therapy has been so major for me to get to know myself and to learn how to manage my thoughts, my feelings, really just to have a time once a week where I can check in and slow down and say, hey, Zach, what you feeling? BetterHelp makes it so easy. It is online therapy, it is affordable, and my favorite part is that it's so easy to schedule. Find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/guiltypleasures today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/guiltypleasures.
The snake bites a free-flowing, air-touching, CO2-filled... Wait, CO2? Is that carbon monoxide? Oxygen-filled nipple. There is two very, very hot Barbie and Ken doll type people. They go into first class because who doesn't fuck on a plane? I've never fucked on a plane.
I was going to ask, I've never understood, I don't want to pause your story of the movie, but I've never understood the appeal of the Mile High Club.
Nope.
When I was younger, I was like, oh man, having sex on a plane's got to be, one of the things you got to do in life. And then I grew a brain and I went inside an airplane bathroom and I'm like, this is miserable. It's cramped. It's gross.
And I'm mortified of the idea of flight attendants knowing there's two people in a bathroom. Like, what would I say?
Just giving a hand job.
I don't know, he's helping me taking out my tampon. Like, what would you even say that you need a second person in an airplane bathroom for? Unless you're like an elderly folk who needs help.
It just seems very uncomfortable.
And there's not much space, and unpopular opinion, fucking standing up, very hard.
Very hard.
You think I'm putting my bare ass on an airplane bathroom countertop?
Ew.
I would rather suck someone's butt than let my booty touch the water of a bathroom plane counter.
You think I have the core strength to hold you up for that long? Also, what if you accidentally touch the fleshy thing while you're having sex? Then it makes that scary loud sound.
It sucks you out.
Boner killer.
So in this moment, two hotties are fucking.
Yep.
They take off their tops.
Of course.
And
they're smoking the reefer.
They are not only fucking, they are smoking. They are smoking weed on this airplane.
And he's reached up and disabled the smoke alarm,
which
pulled
we
it down.
know, definitely that's all you have to do to disable a smoke alarm.
Yeah,
right?
just pull it.
Yeah, and a snake comes through the hole because it likes the pheromones of what's happening with that hot stuff. And it gently lowers itself to eye level height.
Mission Impossible style, like Tom Cruise.
Yes, it literally goes da-da, 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 and the girl is getting her neck kissed, and she looks next to her, and oh, who's that? But a friendly snake face, and she screams, and it bites her titty. And then another one comes out and bites the guy's neck and the girl's face. And this is when you find out that these are not regular snakes, Zachary. These are not regular
I thought these were going to be
snakes.
friendly snakes on a plane.
I did too. I thought, someone lost their pet. How silly.
No, I thought it was going to be a little fun adventure. Nope.
They are poisonous, exotic snakes that rigor mortis you.
Immediately. They fucking turn you into a foaming at the mouth monster.
It's 75 different species of snakes from around the world.
Yeah.
Some make you foam, some make you swell, some kill you instantly, some don't.
Depending on what character that is and if we want them to live or not, you have time. Some have time for an anti-venom, some don't.
Some do not.
Some kill you in seconds.
Some of my favorite, and some just bite like a dog.
And by the way, so this titty scene, do you know, did you recognize who the guy was?
Yeah.
Early career Taylor Kitsch. John Carter of Mars himself. True Detective Season 2.
Damn.
Friday Night Lights.
Yep.
Because you know what I said? Imagine being the girl who got to be like, yeah, my nipple got bit off in snakes on a plane.
Yeah, snake bit my titty.
That's pretty cool.
My favorite death is the one right after that.
Is it the sleeping woman?
No.
Oh, which one?
It's where we go to another bathroom and you have a guy peeing in it.
Oh, how could I forget?
And a snake slowly rises from the toilet. And
it's circling the potty drain.
Circling the potty, rises up and bites his dick.
Him on the dick.
And you get the line, I think I wrote it down.
Let go of my dick.
Let go of my, get off. Oh no! First he says, "How's my big boy?" As he takes out his dick to pee, which is what I say every time I pee. Very normal behavior.
Normal.
Yep.
Then he says, "Fucking snake, get off my dick!" And smacks his head against the wall and bleeds profusely.
The snake didn't kill him at all. The snake could have bit his dick and he could have taken it. He fucking knocks his head against the glass and shatters his own skull and falls out of the bathroom with a bleeding head.
I was a little disappointed that we did not. This is the only time you're going to hear me say this. No, it's not. I was a little disappointed we didn't see the dick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I wanted to see a dick with a snake on it.
Yeah.
Show me a snake biting a hog.
You get to see it a little, but you don't get to see much skin.
I want to see.
You get to see shaft.
I want to see a snake bite a dick.
Okay, so those are my two. My third favorite death is the one that comes shortly thereafter, which is a plumped, freshly vacationed and suntanned woman wearing blue eyeliner who a snake
older lady
slithers up from the bottom of her seat, and you think, oh, the snake must be inside of the seat because it literally went up into the mechanics of the seat, and it's probably going to pop out of the headrest or something, right? No, our plump, vacationed, sun-kissed woman is having a snooze on the plane while everyone else is flying into mayhem because snakes are attacking this plane. She's blissfully unaware of what's going on around her, and all of a sudden you just see this giant tube crawling up her chesticles. And I say chesticles meaning her
tatas.
I'm
realizing this movie likes titties.
They love titties. And you think, why is that snake? You would have thought it climbed up the chair. No, it went up her pants, into her bosom, and comes out her V-neck and bites her in the eye. Takes her right in the eye, takes her eye out. She dead.
She dead.
Neighbor, she screams, and the snake bites her on the tongue, goes right in her mouth, right on the tongue, yanks the tongue, lady's face swells up, she chokes and dies.
There's some good deaths here. I feel like we're going to talk a lot about some of the kills, but let's pause to talk about the cast, which is electric.
Yes.
No, it's not. But you've obviously got Samuel L. Jackson.
Iconic.
But Juliana Margulies, who was fresh off of ER.
That's the flight attendant.
She's the flight attendant. She's a flight attendant. This is her final trip. Of course it is.
She's retiring.
I feel like she never made it. I mean, I know she never made it as a movie star, which is a shame because she's just great.
She did take this movie a little too seriously.
She really did.
She took it like this was the job of her fucking life.
But you know what? You kind of need that.
As a flight attendant, I feel like that would be the earnest energy that someone would take their job seriously in an emergency situation.
What's very funny is that at the end of the movie, and this is just to jump all the way to the end, her and Samuel L. Jackson have this moment of like,
I forgot about this.
Like, hey, I'll call you. And it's like, huh?
It's like, why do they want to fuck each other? They were trauma bonded. That's what it is.
No one has ever had less sexual chemistry in a film than Juliana Margulies and Samuel L. Jackson. Who are the sexist pilots?
Okay,
so you've got David Koechner.
He's the guy with the sideways smile who's bald, right?
Yeah, he people will know him. He was in Anchorman. And then the other pilot is the special agent from Josie and the Pussycats.
Wow.
I was stoked to see him working.
Wow.
Yeah.
That checks out.
You've got Bobby Cannavale.
Yes.
Who I love that man.
Oh, he can get it.
He's so good in everything that he does.
Yeah.
And he's just never, like, he's never been the star and he never will be the star, and that's fine.
I believed him, though. He was another one who took his job very seriously in this, and I was like, good for you, man.
He's good in it.
He's a good cop.
He's just a good actor.
Good FBI agent. He commands the room.
There's also a snake expert who, until I rewatched the movie, I could have sworn was David Cross. In my memory, I remembered him as David Cross. He has one throwaway line in this movie that is a quote that I say all of the time. So he's this quirky snake expert who, he's a snake pro. And for whatever reason, when he is hanging up the phone at one point, he goes, "Time is tissue. and hangs up. And it's such a weird...
Oh my God, you're right. That derpy snake expert.
It's such a weird idiom, and it is an idiom that I use all the time. It's possible that I've said it in videos.
Are you
if
serious?
you ever see it, it's because of this film.
Wow. I did like that in movies like this when they go, give me the best expert like on this thing stat. And it's like, first of all, who's the judge of those things? And how are they always so available?
I was wondering too, if I'm a snake expert and the FBI comes to me and says, we need your help, do I get paid?
Oh, you fucking better believe I'm getting
For what?
paid.
Like, what's the fee for being emergency snake expert? Is it the good of your heart?
To save a plane full of innocent women and children?
I better get paid.
I better get paid.
I want to know your thoughts on the white boy.
Which one?
The lead of this, the official lead, the guy who
The Johnny
witnesses,
Hawaii of it all.
The guy who witnesses the murder is this motocross Hawaii bro wearing not a puka shell necklace, but it might as well be.
He's like a sandals on a plane kind of guy. For sure.
The
sandals.
true horror.
Yeah.
Such a specific person.
Yeah. And
He has a little sun tattoo on
the back of his neck.
Back of his neck.
He's a surfer boy. He just got himself into this mess by complete accident, which they never really explain or detailed, that he was just wrong place, wrong time. And now the bad guy's trying to kill him no matter where he goes.
It's weird because the movie simultaneously tries to posit that he's a hot badass, right? They show him riding his motorcycle. They have the flight attendant who's like hitting on him for no reason. But then he has this aw shucks attitude that like the character's happy to be there, and it feels like the actor is also happy to be there.
He's like, I get to act alongside Samuel L. motherfucking Jackson. Like, who am I? I must be a god. He doesn't. The thing is that Samuel L. Jackson point blank says it to him in the film, which is how I feel about him as an actor and his part. He goes, I need you to stay up here and not do anything because I need you to stay alive. And I'm like, yeah, that checks out. He needs him to stay up there and not do anything because the whole reason these snakes are on this motherfucking plane is because, what's the guy's name?
Eddie Kim.
And Eddie Kim said, the only way I'm going to be able to kill this guy is if I release a bunch of poison snakes on a plane full of like 350 people.
The funniest part of the movie to me, like full howling laughter. So Eddie Kim is only in 2
seconds,
3 scenes. You see him kill a guy.
Oh my God, I know what you're going to say.
And then they have one quick cutaway to him. I think he's literally only in 2 scenes.
Yeah.
Where he's like furiously kickboxing with his shirt off, showing how hot he is. 28-year-old mob boss. And they say, are you sure you want to do this? And he goes, you think I didn't exhaust every other option? He saw me. I love that it's like, I've tried everything. I tried to shoot him. I tried to stab him. The only thing left, snakes on a plane.
I tried poison darts. I tried shark cages. I tried this chemically altered spider into his house at night.
You don't think I would have little kitties with lasers on their head if I could? I tried that already.
The other thing I thought you were going to say is that this guy is in 2 scenes, right? And he's like a mob boss. Multiple times, once the plot is revealed to the other passengers on the plane that this is what's going down, they said Eddie Kim has released a bunch of snakes on this plane, and people are like, "Oh no, not Eddie Kim!" Like, can you name
it's
one?
Like El Chapo.
Yeah, who's one real mobster
That's it.
And even if someone was like El Chapo released snakes on this plane, I'd be like, "Fuck off! Why?" No, he didn't.
But what I love is that line implies that prior to Snakes on a Plane, there is a whole world of other movies.
God.
There's sharks in a conference room.
Oh my God, there's kitties with lasers.
There's bears on a boat.
Oh my God.
He tried everything else.
Yes, he tried it all.
It didn't work.
No.
Now it's time for the final emergency plan. Let's call in the fucking snakes.
Kill 350 women and children to get this guy down. Crash a fucking 727 double-decker.
With stairs.
With stairs, the good one.
There's also a character there's a male flight attendant, and they play this joke that they play him up as being the most stereotypical gay man that
So
you
flamboyant.
can. But then he talks about his girlfriend, and they're all like, sure, bro. And then at the end, he makes out with his girlfriend, and they're all like, well, look at that.
Which is just hilarious.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
The flight attendants were a vibe. You got that guy. You got Juliana Margulies, who like is the captain of the flight attendants, who takes her job very seriously.
You got Sunny Mabry, who I don't know if that's even how you pronounce her name.
Is she the hot bimbo?
The hot bimbo. If you look at her, you'd be like, oh, her. She was in The New Guy. I honestly, maybe I just know her so well because of this movie, but you'd be like, oh yeah, I know her.
And then you have an old lady who, my favorite line came from her, where she was like, I was actually supposed to retire a month ago, but this old lady needed one more tour. And she
like sacrifices
herself to save a baby on the plane.
Not just any baby. Did you catch?
No, who is this?
You didn't fucking
Who
clock
is it? What do you mean clock it?
You
It's
didn't
a
fucking
newborn baby.
No, not the baby.
What?
The mother.
Oh, yeah.
Who's the mother?
How do you remember all this?
No, I looked up the cast.
Okay. It is Elsa Pataki. Means nothing to you. What if I told you the name Elena? She's from Fast Five.
Oh my God! When you said Elena, I went, not from Fast Five in my brain. So I was like, who is he talking about? What?
That's the fucking the Rock's like sidekick who then turns and becomes Vin's lover, and she gets the cross and
Shut the fuck up. That's young her.
so you can all picture it, right, fam? The girl from Fast Five. She's with The Rock. She has a heart of gold. She steals Vin's cross, then his heart. Okay, we all know who that is. Guess who she's married to?
Oh.
Stop it! I just looked it up.
This is blowing my mind. She's married to Chris Hemsworth.
No
Holy
way.
fucking shit.
I had
Whoa.
no idea.
My worlds are being crossed over in a way that I wasn't ready for, but I like it a lot.
That's a hot couple.
That is
Whoa.
a super hot couple. She's also 46, which she just seems like someone who apparently does not age.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is exciting. I'm happy.
Dude, you know what's funny is I've looked at Chris Hemsworth 1,000 times. I've seen pictures of him on the red carpet with his family. I've never once looked at her and been like, oh my God, that's her. What does that say about me? Am I sexist?
I think you're just
Wow,
distracted by his rippling hot abs.
He is Thor after all.
Yeah, he's hot. Wait, this is cool.
I can't believe, and like you also get my other two favorite characters when you meet this baby moment is the two rejected first class members, which one is a painfully obnoxious old white guy from like Great Britain who can't be bothered that he's being bumped from first class because the FBI agent needs to house their witness in it.
Oh, I have to be in the back with the riffraff.
With the riffraff, and
I'm sure your manager will have a lot to hear about this.
And we also get our girl from Clueless.
Rachel Blanchard, who played Cher in the Clueless TV show.
And she has a little dog who that white guy sacrifices to a snake for
Which is
no
fucking awesome.
reason at all. Like they were warding off the snakes at this point in the movie just fine with luggage and things.
He does what we've all dreamed of, which is a little yappy dog on a flight. He picks it up and chucks it at a snake.
And the snake immediately, I hate it when they kill harmless, botherless animals. Like whenever horses get it in a movie, I'm like, the horse wasn't doing nothing. The dog wasn't doing
The
nothing.
horse wouldn't do nothing.
My Florida jumped out, huh?
Yeah, he dies immediately after.
Tricks on him because you don't kill a helpless little animal in a movie without paying for it, baby, because he gets taken by a motherfucking 8-foot boa constrictor python, which we have. This is a fun fact, Zachary. I almost did this for my Comedy Central show called What the Florida. Did you know we have boa constricting hunting competitions in Florida every year?
That's cool.
Because we have an overpopulated
They're invasive.
population of boa constrictors. Do you know why?
Because Florida's stupid.
But do you know else why?
These people they release them into the wild?
Do you know why else?
Because
The original reason why we have an overpopulation of boa constrictors?
Okay, just tell me.
There was a hurricane that flooded a veterinary's office full of boa constrictors, and it started a overpopulation.
Wait, that's really cool.
I know, and now it's like a problem.
Yeah, it's a big problem.
Where they're like, we'll give you money if you can bring in the biggest boa constrictor because it's definitely a competition for hunting. And they're just like, population regulation.
I love that. I mean, hey, that's
too.
like the best hunting
Yeah.
that there is.
But my dad
Go
will
kill this invasive
Yeah.
species.
My dad will routinely chop the heads off of boa constrictors with a shovel in our backyard.
I'm sorry,
every year.
routinely?
Yeah. They just because we live up against reservation.
shovel?
With a shovel, yeah.
Terrifying.
Why?
He
If
used to
does it
shoot
routine-
him, but in his old age, his hands got a little shaky, so he can't shoot him anymore.
Wait, if it's
Your dad was sorry. He was shooting a snake.
Yes.
There's it must have exploded.
Yes, correct.
Holy shit.
It's same with hogs in our backyard. You're allowed to kill hogs. 'cause
Well, hogs
they're-
are really bad
kill
for
the hog?
No,
No.
Hogs
No,
are
no.
really, really bad for the environment, and they fucking
and
will
they're
kill you.
mean.
They're
Really?
mean,
They will-
They're really dangerous.
They will ram you with
Yeah.
their horns until you die.
They're like
Wow.
it's a really big problem.
They've like rammed little children until they die. They like root them.
yeah. It's the only animal you're allowed to kill at any time,
Yeah.
anywhere,
Yeah.
any place. Like
kill the fucking hog.
they're
I'm so glad Miles is on board with
and they
hog
destroy
killing.
the environment too.
Yeah.
They like
Why they just overgroom?
and
They root up
eat
everything.
They destroy. They ruin the soil.
You know what
They-
that sounds like? Human beings.
Wow. That was insightful. That was insightful.
There is I don't know if it's The Matrix or there is some movie where they called humans a parasite, and I was like, me, 12 years old, going like, oh my god.
We're the problem. Yeah, I think that was in World War Z when I said that. I went, oh my God, it's us.
It's us.
We did this to ourselves.
Great movie.
It was so thrilling to see Keenan pop up. I fully forgot he was in this movie, and this is his post Nickelodeon, pre SNL days.
It was?
Yeah, this is 2006.
Dog. Because my whole brain was going, this is him already established as SNL. Of course he would say yes to
No.
something fun like this. He
No,
took a chance.
No, this was big for him.
Yeah, at the time
I did not know
he was so
such-
young.
He was young. He
was
looking
young.
for that post Nickelodeon success.
Keenan plays a rapper's assistant / bodyguard, but who's also best friend. Like, these are deep character developments that you're meeting. Like, every
Yeah, let's talk about how deep this character development is. So the
character has a
rapper,
backstory.
the rapper is a germaphobe,
OCD.
germaphobe, and then at the end, he shakes someone's hand.
That's growth.
That is gross.
That is overcoming a phobia that is real hard for some people. I support it. But Keenan also, my favorite part of this entire movie is you're in love with Keenan because he's saying the things you wish you could to this rapper who's trying to act all better than the other passengers. And
His song called Booty Go Bump.
exactly. And in the end, the snakes have taken over the mechanical workings of the plane, and they need to manually land this plane. They cannot the pilots are both dead. Spoiler alert, can't autopilot it to the ground.
This is after the iconic line that gets the people going.
You're hyped.
Enough is enough. I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
Yep.
And people don't remember the end of that quote, which is time to fasten your seatbelts. Time to get some air. Oh, I forget what the quote is.
It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
And then they shoot a hole open.
Yeah, they blow
suck
out
all
a
the
window.
snakes out.
Yeah.
Fucking dope as hell.
And they go, we need someone to land this plane. And Samuel Jackson's like, obviously I'll do it because I'm the lead and an FBI agent who clearly would know how to land a plane. And the rapper goes, I know someone who could do it, and looks at Keenan, and you're like, what? The bodyguard? And he goes, oh yeah, well, I've had about 2,000 hours. And you go, he's a pilot? This whole time we've had a pilot? And so you're thinking this guy's a pilot. He goes to the cockpit with Samuel L. Jackson. He's saying all the things. He's pressing all the buttons. He's doing all the numbers. And you're like, yes, he's going to land us. I'm real pissed that they didn't tell us he was a pilot. And then he says, oh yeah, I play this on
PlayStation 2.
PlayStation 2.
He's a
And
gamer.
He was a gamer pilot, but he also had a flight simulator. So I feel like that's pretty intense. Yeah. And he does land the plane successfully with no problems. Better than I've been in some planes with professional pilots. I watch him. And I was just like, that was probably my favorite part of the movie is that scene between him and Samuel L. Jackson in the cockpit.
Some good bonding between the two of them.
Got my giggles and my most laughs in that scene.
There was an early scene where the rapper is like saying hi to fans and he autographs someone's boob. Once again, another little titty moment.
Yep.
And then there's this little white boy with like his frosted tips. And
my God.
he gives him an autograph. And when they're going away, I can't remember if it's the rapper or Keenan
Rapper says
says,
it.
stay black.
The rapper says it to the
God.
kid. And then he like high fives him. And the kid's
It's-
like, yeah.
And the kid goes, hells yeah.
It,
Oh my god.
like I said, deep running character arc veins in this movie. Very complex race relations.
Oh yeah.
OCD phobia, mental health representation.
One of my favorite bits is there are these two little kids, one of the kids flying without their parents, and at one point one of the flight attendants is leaned down next to the kid looking at what he's drawing, and she goes, "What are you drawing there, buddy?" And then it just cuts to a reverse and then cuts back to her and she goes, "Oh wow." It's like you've been staring at it.
Like, it's also a perfectly drawn photo, like a cartoon, perfect animation of a snake. And she's like, "What are you drawing?" And it's like, are you an idiot? It's
clearly a snake.
King Cobra snake. And she just goes, "Oh." Luckily, the kid got bit by one of the long-lasting slow death snakes. Thank God.
A little advice to Eddie Kim: if you have quick death snakes,
just use
use those.
Yeah.
Only use those ones.
And they go, "That was a random scene," to people I was watching it with. And I go, that kid's going to draw the snake so he can identify which one bit his brother later. And they go, you're like a writer or something. And I was like, yeah, well, I know the industry. You know me.
There's very funny movie logic in this.
Yeah.
Like there's all these snakes coming for them. And so then at one point they build a wall with suitcases. Because obviously snakes can't get through that.
Airtight.
Suitcases are bricks. And that's what I love about them is how you can seal them together.
You can stack them like a wall of concrete. And what bursts through them, but of course the food cart that is covered in snakes, and it just goes shooting through the wall of, expensive, sturdy luggage. That's probably like $400.
They needed an away suitcase. That would have solved everything.
Yeah, or to me, sponsor us.
There's one little detail that I weirdly remembered, and I rewinded to make sure I wasn't making that up, and Maggie goes, "How the fuck do you remember that?"
What?
Like, there's so many things in my life that I don't remember, but I remember this dumb little detail from Snakes on a Plane that at one point, our male flight attendant picks up a snake, and he's holding it by the tail, and he goes, and he throws it in the microwave, turns on the microwave, and it explodes. Mm-hmm. Did you catch the little detail?
No.
He doesn't go to cook it. He hits the snake button.
No.
The microwave has a snake button.
That is so fucking funny.
Which is clearly, props department having a little fun.
Yeah.
But it does imply that in this universe, this is not the first snake on a plane incident.
Snakes are microwavable.
The snake explodes. It's one of the more fun deaths.
The people, I was like, should we Google that? What happens if you put a snake in a microwave?
Yeah, it would explode.
But like that
same quickly happens to everything else.
It explodes.
X-Men.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
What happens when when a frog gets struck by lightning?
Yeah. Same thing that happens to everything else. Have we done X-Men, the original?
No, we absolutely
They're so
fucking
good.
should.
Yeah.
My favorite part is that you're at the point of believability where you're like, okay, there are snakes on this airplane. They're getting into all the vents and the places that they're not supposed to. They're coming out of the oxygen mask holders. They're coming up through toilets. They're going into the pilot's place. Like, I'm in on this crazy snake thing. And then it gives us a fucking anaconda.
My anaconda don't.
My anaconda do, because I went, where the fuck? No one saw this 8-footer being thrown, lugged on to cargo. I was just getting okay with all these crazy exotic snakes being just kooky heads with their pheromones and whatnot attacking people. Now you're going to tell me they also forklifted a 3-ton giant snake that is now crawling through the light fixture of the, it was intense for me.
And he doesn't come back as a boss battle. Like the big snake. Once he eats somebody, he eats the British guy, and then that's it.
Oh, and then he flies out the window.
Yeah, he flies out the window.
Yeah. He was full.
My favorite memory of this movie, and I bumped it all night and all morning, is the original Cobra Starship times Gym Class Heroes song. Bringing back those 2000s MySpace memories. So they made a song that, for whatever reason, it's not the opening. They have some Jack Johnson bullshit in the beginning, which sucks. And I bet you Samuel Jackson was pissed about that. Yeah. But the ending of the movie, you get treated to the whole music video. Oh, I'm ready for it. Come on, bring it. Oh.
I don't know it, but
You don't know it?
No.
I saw.
The person I was with sang it
kiss
word
me goodbye.
by word. You know this?
Honey, I'm gonna make it out alive. So kiss me goodbye.
This is
I can
Snakes
see
on a
the
Plane.
venom in your eyes.
Yeah, this was Snakes on a Plane. This is like the song that
I'm
came
ready
out
for it. Come on, bring it. Oh, I'm ready for it. Come on, bring it.
I loved it.
I loved this song. I bought the music video on iTunes.
Yeah, me too.
What? Remember
Back when you
used
would
to
pay
have to
like
do that?
$1.99
Yes.
to own a music video.
Rude.
And we were watching it last night, and Maggie goes, "Oh, that's weird. They made like a like not as good a version for the movie." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "No, like it sounds different."
What?
And I'm like, "No, Maggie, this is it."
This is it.
And she's like, "No, but like I mean like the album version like sounds better."
And she was, and you're like, this is it.
And we put it on, and she was like, "Oh, what happened?"
Oh no.
I maintain it's still a bop. She resented that I played it 2.5 times while showering this morning.
Nice.
2.5. It's
Well,
so funny.
I hit play, and you know on Spotify how like once you're playing a song, if you search it, it just when it's
When
done,
it plays
does
it
it
again.
again.
Yeah.
And by the time it started the third time, I'm like, no, we can't.
We gotta stop.
We can't do this again.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
man.
ready. And then you have gym class heroes come in and go, "Ladies and gentlemen,"
Yeah.
and then they do something in their ride so reptilian. Oh.
And the music video is like them going through TSA.
It's them going through TSA, sneaking snakes on a plane. The lady acts all sexy to distract the TSA agent, and then they have snakes, and then Samuel L. Jackson's sitting there, and he's like, "I know what you're doing."
Samuel L. Jackson's in the music video?
Yeah, quick hit. Did you not watch? Or you were so distracted by your friends?
Yes. I was kind of just
Pete
like,
Wentz is in the video.
ooh, that's a fun.
He has a cameo. He sees them
little
walking by.
bit.
And I feel like, Miles, can you look it up? I know it's two bands. I don't know if there's a third. I think it was like a big team up. And I'm convinced that the only reason it happened is because the band's name is Cobra Starship.
Oh, for sure.
And they're like, that's awesome.
yeah. And they were like, how can we market this before social media was ever a thing?
Here's really what it was, is that so it was directed by David R. Ellis. He directed the
movie or the music video?
The movie.
Okay.
He directed the first 2 Final Destination movies. Passed away a couple years ago, very sad. But I think that this movie was not expected to be a hit.
Right.
And then it started to pick up steam as people heard about it. And so then whatever studio it was at was like, okay, yeah, we should put some more money behind this. They got the music video, and they kind of started to try and blow it out.
Is there a sequel? Did they
No.
do? No?
Not an official one.
I feel like because of the success of this, they would have made a
I
sequel.
don't know how successful it was. Let's find out. Let's check out Box Office Mojo.
The song, by the way, is Gym Class Heroes, The Sounds, and The Academy Is.
The Academy is. That's who I was thinking.
Was I wrong? It's not. Wait, it is Gym Class Heroes.
Yeah. But
Wait, so then it's Cobra Starship
Cobra Starship
is a fake name?
In addition to Cobra Starship's vocalist, Gabe Saporta, the song
Yeah.
features William Beckett
Yeah.
of The Academy Is, Travis McCoy of Gym Class Heroes, and Maja Iverson of The Sounds.
I see. Okay, so Cobra Starship is just the main guy.
Yeah.
Ah. Yeah, this movie was not. I mean, it was a modest. I don't know what the budget was. Let's see if I can figure that out. But it made $62 million worldwide, which is not.
Probably more in the last 10 years than when it came out, no?
Yeah, but that's not anything to write home about. Yeah, it had a $33 million budget. It only made 34 domestic. So you consider that a break-even movie. You consider that a loss, actually.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's upsetting.
Yeah. I mean, this was a small movie. It didn't, this was one of the things where viral word of mouth and like being something that people were blogging about as a joke didn't necessarily result in box office numbers. And unfortunately, we've seen that time and time again. Like Morbius became a meme, but just because you're a meme doesn't mean people are going to come actually see the movie.
Do you think there will be one? Another one?
No.
Really? I feel like
It's
with
not
Sharknado,
good.
they like, no, I know. But like, I feel like they're able to capitalize on a cult classic now these days, maybe.
If they do one,
do.
I don't think it would have Samuel L.
Samuel, okay.
But also,
You don't
what would
think
you
he would do it?
What would you do? Would you do like cruise control speed 2? It would be like snakes on a cruise boat.
I was wondering this. Would you do another animal on a plane, or would you do snakes somewhere they don't belong, like snakes on a submarine?
Snakes on a subway.
I honestly think that in this age of Cocaine Bear on a plane could be pretty good.
You're saying combine the two dumbs.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just think that, honestly, I do feel like Cocaine Bear, like some of the movies that are coming out right now, you're talking about viral marketing. Like Snakes on a Plane really plays into that world. We're kind of revisiting that era.
It's a movie that like you want to see because of the name.
It's like Plane. Gerard Butler.
Wait, speaking of name, by the way, Samuel L. Jackson's name in this is Agent Neville Flynn. What a dork-ass name.
Neville Flynn? Do you think he chose that?
No, I think that this was written as a spec script by some like loser white guy, and then Samuel Jackson's like, I'll do it.
Fine.
I'll do it.
I'll save us.
I don't
I'll
mean
be
to
the
disparage
hero.
whoever wrote this. That was mean.
Hit some fun facts, Zach.
Now it's time for Fun Facts.
Fun facts with Zach's back.
Can we get an official theme song, Miles?
You got it, boss.
Yeah, given an assignment.
Let me hop into the stew.
Samuel Jackson's agent told them that they had to change the title of the movie. He said that Jackson couldn't work on such a film with this title. Jackson heard about this, and he said, quote, "We're totally changing that back. It's the only reason I took the job. I read the title."
Wow.
That's awesome.
See, that's why agents, they fuck with your bag sometime. Gotta be careful about those agents out there.
Agents don't know shit.
They don't know shit. They got the connections and that's it.
Agents
right.
came to LA and then realized they don't actually have any creative talent, and so now they just try and take people's money.
The
Big
way
time.
some agents want to be their clients.
Oh, man, that's hard.
Yeah. They get all the benefits.
Big time.
So only 1/3 of the snakes were real, which frankly,
Hold on, that's a lot. Only.
It's actually a lot of snakes.
that's how the fact is written. That surprises me. I would have assumed that there were none.
Because, and this is something I leaned over and said to the gang while watching, I said, the GFX team proudly puts their title card very boldly, so visibly on this movie a couple times that I went, they really shouldn't be touting him like that. They really shouldn't be so proud. Because these snakes, Miles, they look bad.
2006, though?
They had blue bellies. They had crazy big heads,
Hey man,
big
$33
googly
million
eyes.
budget. You ain't got
In
much.
2006, the CGI was not there. 4 years post 9/11. The story, it was not.
What was that math, Miles?
When they shot it.
Okay.
Shot
okay.
who?
The movie.
The movie.
Oh.
The snakes.
But the reason that they used digital snakes was not a necessity. Is because the real snakes didn't move the way they wanted.
Oh, you mean it couldn't bite onto a titty when they needed it to? Damn.
yeah, they're trying to figure that out.
They didn't slither enough. Snakes. I mean, the snakes in this movie are like winding all over the place.
Surely they were unhinged snakes. Yeah.
Snake bit a titty. Shia LaBeouf.
Oh.
LaBeouf was offered a role. I assume the main guy.
Yeah.
But turned it down. And they keep calling them poisonous. Snakes are venomous, you fools. That's a goof.
Oh, poisonous snake.
They're venomous.
You're right.
Poison is ingested, venom is injected. I want you to remember that for your next fun fact night.
I will never forget it.
I'm going to read this out loud as I learn it. In 1995, the script was offered up to all 30 Hollywood studios. I don't even know if there are
There's
30 studios.
Wow.
I don't know, whatever. Everyone said no.
Wow.
4 years later, Craig Berenson, an exec at DreamWorks, remembered the script and pitched the idea to a colleague over margaritas.
Oh. Why is that so fun?
He said, quote, "A visceral reaction is half the battle. That was gold as far as I was concerned." And honestly, I think that's actually a great little exec tidbit. That
Yeah,
is like,
be
you're
special.
You're just trying to stand out.
Yeah.
And it did not work at the box office, but here we are
But
still
we're talking about
it. "I never even touched a snake while we were shooting," Samuel Jackson admitted. "My agents put into the contract no snakes within 25 feet of Mr. Jackson."
Stop.
They
He
were
must
more
be afraid.
No, they said they were more scared of the snakes than I was.
Stop.
That's so funny.
Well, you got to think about insurances too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no fucking way are you letting him get that close to a venomous snake.
Keke Palmer's boyfriend was a stand-in for SLJ.
Huh.
He's a football player.
And her baby's father.
Maybe. Now it's time for us to decide, is this film a pleasure, a guilty pleasure, or just plain guilty?
Like I said at the beginning of this episode, this is why we invented, and by we I mean Zach, invented this podcast.
I'm an
For
inventor.
movies like this. This is the quintessential without a doubt, so bad that it's so good. You want to tell all your friends to watch it, but you don't want them to tell anyone that it was you who said it. This is a guilty pleasure.
It's one of those things where you say, like, watch it, but don't actually watch it.
Yeah.
Because it sounded like you had a crew over.
Yeah.
And that was a fun experience.
So fun.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
Because I watched it alone while folding laundry. And I was like, what the fuck?
Put this on in the background at a big ass party.
Yeah.
You're going to get people sitting down to watch.
It's almost a full guilt for me because the beginning is torture.
Yeah.
And then once the snakes bite a titty, you're like, all right, let's
now
party.
you're in on the fun. But I'm not going to lie.
It's a guilty pleasure.
The story was good to get into in the beginning. I was like, wait, what? There's so much more to this than I knew. There's DA agents gone missing. It's like, it was good.
I love you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're, and that is, I think, an important caveat for a lot of our guilty pleasures is that if we say that, we want you to watch it with your friends.
Yes.
We want this to be a bonding experience for you to scream and laugh and have fun and make a little drinking game out of it if that's your thing.
Yeah.
Or, eat some candy.
That's why I'm always trying to invite myself over to your house.
You're always welcome.
That's true.
Let's talk about my pleasure.
My pleasures, my pleasures.
These are things in media that we are enjoying, and I've got nothing.
You got nothing.
I can't think.
My pleasure this week has been eating fruit roll-ups. And that is not a plug for my viral TikTok. That is just a true plug for the nostalgia factor and ease and not as high of a sugar content snack as you would think. Fruit roll-ups, I'm enjoying them, bringing them back.
Yeah, and I will give a shout out. My pleasure is Kelsey's TikTok.
It's your all's fault that I had fruit roll-ups in my pantry.
We brought
them over.
We brought fruit roll-ups to Kelsey's house.
Sherbet.
And she made a viral TikTok that has how many millions of views?
Let's check what it's at now.
15.3 mil.
It gained 1 million since we've been sitting here.
Wow. Where she wrapped the fruit roll-up around a
penis. Around a and I gave it a
and it was fun.
And it was so fun and delicious.
It's so funny.
Dude, I'm saying if you don't like giving you should put a fruit roll up around it because it made it so fun. And people are like, aren't you worried about yeast infections? You don't have a gaping urethra, you're okay.
And he liked it.
Yeah. Miles did not like when I said gaping urethra.
I did not care for that.
I'm just saying.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Go watch that TikTok. It's very funny.
Thank you.
And I laughed so hard at your original text to us. And then afterwards you recorded the TikTok and I was thrilled that the world got to share in that.
That's it.
I didn't tell you this. I was in a meeting showing people stuff on my computer and your text popped up.
Zachary, you're so brave to have your text show up on a screen share.
I don't know how to turn it off.
It's very easy. I will show you how
Even
to pause
when you
notifications.
quit.
No. To pause notifications from popping up.
Well, then how else is Rachel going to know about your fruit roll-up?
Oh, my God. Well, if it's Rachel, I want her to know. That's my homie.
I'm at Corny on all things.
I'm Kelsey Darragh on all things. I'm Miles.
I'm Garrick Bernard on all the things.
And until next week.
I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
It just doesn't work when you just say it.
No, you kind of have to pretend to be SLJ.